Hey everybody, welcome back to another market updates. Today we are doing October of 2023, this previous year. Okay. Once again, I'm Tom Moore. This is my channel, Living in Halifax. We do one of these once a month. And for those tuning in for the first time, a little instruction, watch us go through the Bedford group of slides along the bottom of the YouTube thing. You're going to see every single kind of neighborhood that I do. So once you watch the Bedford slide, it'll allow you to kind of figure out what each number is in reference to, and then you can skip ahead to the areas that you're either thinking about buying or selling in. So yeah, let's get into it once I get this slideshow going here. Okay, play from the start. There we go. Okay, so there's my info. Again, always love it when people reach out to me with more questions about the market or thinking about buying or selling, anything like that. Okay, so here's Bedford. Again, what we do, this is the area that we're pulling the data from. So a little bit, I guess, bigger than Bedford. There's pieces of, different areas kind of to the right there, but generally that's the Bedford area. Okay, so up here we've got total sales and days on market. Total sales, you'll see two numbers there, 29 and 35. 29 is from September, 35 is from October, just to give you the running data, I guess, from last month. And then days on market, pretty self-explanatory. Days on market reference how long it takes for that house to sell. So 4 or 5 days would be incredibly quick. That would be a sign of a buyer's market. When we move into 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks and above, we start to see that maybe it is a buyer's market. I hope I didn't just mess that up. Basically 5 days, 6 days, that's very, very quick. That means it's a seller's market. And then the opposite is true when the days get longer. Excuse me. Okay, showings per listing and new listing. Showings per listing shows about how many families kind of go through that house before it receives an offer that is accepted. New listings, pretty self-explanatory how many listings in that period, that month or those months occurred. Sale price to list price percentage. This is if the house was priced at $100, it would have sold for $97.7. So this is also a general sign of if the market is favoring buyers or sellers. We're seeing the percentage at 100% or above. That generally means that either it's a very competitive market on the buying side, or it's to the point where they need multiple offers and people are bidding above the asking price. And then the same is true when we go down the other way. Single family monthly comparison is 500. So that basically is just the comparison average of the 2 months. So we saw 586 in September, 647.5 in October. Price per square foot, again, self-explanatory, a little bit of an increase. You're going to see fluctuations in a lot of these neighborhoods. And that's just because in several neighborhoods, there are some nicer stock, and then there's some more affordable stock. It really depends on what's sold. This is just to give you an idea for kind of average price points throughout the areas. Condo monthly comparison is the same thing as the single family monthly comparison, just with condo prices. So we see there was an uptick from 457 to 531. And the price per square foot was 378, heading to 363. Okay, so Bridgewater, Nova Scotia. Hour or so away on divided highway for a while, and then a single lane highway with passing lanes, but it's a commuter town. Total sales and days on market, we saw 6 and 10 respectively, little upticks on both sides. Again, one thing I've mentioned in the previous videos, usually we're used to seeing the downward trend in numbers, whether it's total sales, days on market, or not so much days on market, I shouldn't say that, but new listings. And so actually here, as I say that, we're seeing new listings going down, which is normal. I was freaking out, I think, last month when everything seemed all whacked out. But showings per listing and new listings, we saw a little decrease showing per listing to 4.3 and new listings 11. So as we get here, November, December, January, these are the slower months, with December and January being the slowest months. And then it peaks usually in the summer. Sale price to list price percentage, 95.1%. Bit of a buyer's market down there. Single family monthly comparison We saw a slight uptick to 297,000 in the price per square foot. We saw a slight downtick to $192 per square foot, whatever that is. Okay. Clayton Park and Rockingham. This is a nice little kind of commuter neighborhood. Total sales and days on market, 27 total sales. Days on market was 11. Again, we're starting to see some things sitting a little bit more, right? We've got these interest rates that have kind of settled in, seem to be here to stay. So people are budgeting a little different on the buy side. But on the other hand, there's still a huge shortage of housing, both in the rental market and on the sales side generally. So we'll see how this plays out, especially once we get into the new year. Showings per listing and new listing, 6 and 33 respectively. Sale price to list price percentage, 97.8%. Single family month comparison, we saw it at 570,000. And then the price per square foot, we saw $251. Condo monthly comparison was 460,000. Price per square foot, we saw $352. Cole Harbour, Nova Scotia, home to Sidney Crosby and Dave McKinnon. Total sales and days on market, 15 and 8 respectively. Showing per listing and new listing, we saw 9.5 was where it stayed for showings per listing, and then the new listings we saw slight decrease to 223, I should say. Sale price to list price percentage, on the other hand, quite high here, 105.8%. So we were seeing, this is one of the only neighborhoods, I believe, that has that high over asking. It might be due to some agents using pricing strategy where they price it really low and let the sellers or the buyers kind of list their price. Again, I'd have to look at the individual stats, but I know there's certain agents that do quite a bit of business in that neck of the woods. Single family month comparison, we saw 475,000. Price per square foot, we saw $257 per square foot. Okay, Dartmouth, this is a large area. I probably need to fix that map to get rid of the Burnside portion there, but I guess down near the water, there are some condos that sell there. Total sales and days on market, we saw 59 and 6 respectively. Showings per listing and new listings, 7 and 70 respectively. Sale price to list price percentage, 101.2%, so pretty even. And the single family monthly comparison was relatively low at 437,000. Meanwhile, we saw a price per square foot of $279. Condo monthly comparison, we saw $472,000, and the price per square foot was $471. Dartmouth has been in the news a little lately around some of their kind of social issues that are coming to the surface. It's one of those things where if you read articles on it, seems like a big deal. I don't spend as much time in Dartmouth, but when I'm driving around there, I don't feel it's any different than maybe the downtown Halifax area in terms of basically our homeless issue and certain addiction issues as well that tend to peter off into the neighborhoods. But we just had some friends here who certainly for a wedding this past weekend who certainly noticed that it's like a lot of other Canadian cities, I guess, right now. Anywho, downtown Halifax. Total sales and again, with the homeless situation, there's plenty of spaces around, especially Halifax is such a spread out city that they're usually very concentrated in certain areas, right? Maybe the downtown core of Halifax, there's a couple quote unquote tent cities, as well as downtown Dartmouth. There's also some pop-up homeless shelters and whatnot, but these people are going to be homeless through the winter, which is not going to be fun for them. I've camped outside in the winter, which I know is not the same, but it sucks if I'm being perfectly honest. So total sales and days on market. Total sales is 1, days on market 16. So this is going to be pretty quick here because the actual sales haven't gone through yet. So I don't have the condo monthly comparison. They haven't firmed up, or they have firmed up, but they don't post the final prices until they close, I believe. Showings per listing and new listing, 3.7 and 5 respectively. Sale price to list price percentage, we saw 92.2%. There's a bit of a buyer's market there in the condo side of things, condo monthly comparison. Again, this is from last month, which was 790,000 price per square foot. Same thing last month, $836 per square foot. Eastern Passage, Cow Bay. Total sales and days on market, 12 and 5 respectively. Showings per listing and new listing, we saw 5.4 and 13. Sale price to list price percentage, we saw 103.9%. Single family monthly comparison, we saw 395,000. Price per square foot, we saw $268 per square foot. And again, the single family monthly comparison, a bit of a drop off there, but that's generally what Cow Bay and Eastern Passage hover right around that. They've been there for quite a while. Eastern Shore and Lawrencetown, let's see how much we have for sale here. Total sales, 8 days on market, 47. There's a long, that'll probably be pretty long this month and pretty long next month too. There's, Eastern Shore, Lawrencetown, and the South Shore. Those are kind of cottage country-ish things. So there's not as many people looking for a cottage this time of year. Because they don't show as nice as when the sun is out. Showings per listing and new listing 5.3 and 11 respectively. Sale price to list price percentage 97.3. Single family monthly comparison, we saw 385,000. Slight decrease by 20K, and the price per square foot we saw 293, which is a slight increase by about $30. Sorry, yes, $30, $33, $34. Enfield area out by the airport, lots of building going on out here. Depending on where you are, about a 40-minute drive to, I'd say, downtown Halifax. But if you're commuting into Burnside, it's quite a bit closer. Maybe you're commuting into downtown Dartmouth, you can cut off 10 minutes. So, it depends on where you're going to be, but relatively, decent sized homes. They're really building up a lot of different kind of amenities and whatnot out there, big box stores and stuff like that. They've got a new exit in, going to put some new commercial out there. So anyways, and you're right beside the airport. Total sales and days on market at 24 and 40 respectively. Showings per listing and new listing 3.9 and 23. Sale price to list price percentage 98.6%. Single family monthly comparison is 475,000. And that's up 5,000 from the month before. And price per square foot, we saw 229 in September and 242 in October. Fall River. Nova Scotia. A nice golf course out there. Again, most people watching these, you should be able to find a neighborhood spotlight on my channel somewhere if you're looking for a bit more info on these neighborhoods. You just got to kind of scroll through. Fall River came out probably a month ago, maybe a little bit more. But we're trying to basically produce content on every single one of these areas. This month, we've certainly put out a lot on the South Shore, and then also Lunenburg. Total sales and days on market 13 and 20 respectively. Showings per listing and new listings 5.5 showings per listing. New listings was 30. Geez, that's a lot for Fall River. You know what? I may have taken the wrong piece of data. No, I'm going to stick to my guns here. If you have a specific question about that new listings, then feel free to email me. I can get you the correct number. Although if it was 26 last month, I guess that makes sense that it's 30 this month. Sale price to list price percentage, 95.4%. Single family monthly comparison, we saw 690,000. Which is down almost 90 or almost 100 grand. Price per square foot, we saw 273 in September, 245 in October. Hammonds, Plains, and Lucasville. So this is kind of one of the areas that was affected by the fires. Pretty, I guess, wide spanning area with a lot of large lots, large homes on large lots. Total sales and days on market, 24 and 24 respectively. That's quite a while for days on market. Showings per listing and new listing, 6.9 and 38 respectively. Again, that seems high. Sale price to list price percentage, 97.9%. Single family monthly comparison, 689,000. And the price per square foot, we saw $291 per square foot, so up $6. Okay, North End Halifax. Total sales and days on market, 15 and 6 respectively. Showings per listing and new listing, we saw 7.8 and 20. Again, that makes sense for the North End. North End's got a lot of density in there. Down 8 on the month. Sale price to list price percentage, slightly under 100% at 99.5%. So there you'd probably have some that were over asking, some that were under asking, some that were right at, days on market 6. That's pretty quick, right? So probably a lot of people giving them what they want that first little bit, with a few going over, a few going under. Single family monthly comparison, we saw 595,000. Price per square foot is $346 per square feet. Condo monthly comparison, we saw uptick of $1,500 to $1,500. Price per square foot, we saw an uptick of $100 per square foot on the condo side from $434 to $538. Sackville and Beaverbank is going to be a big area. Big mixture of priced homes, so it's a little tricky here. Total sales and days on market, 46 and 6 respectively. Showings per listing and new listing, we saw 6.1 and 52. Sale price to list price percentage, we saw 102.6%. Single family monthly comparison, we saw $484,000, and then the price per square foot was $260 per square foot. Spryfield and Armdale. So again, a neighborhood that's going to have a pretty big mix of homes, right? Armdale tends to be a little bit higher priced. There are certain neighborhoods in Spryfield that are higher priced as well, but there's also some areas in Spryfield that are much more affordable. Total sales and days on market, 26 and 6 respectively. Showings per listing and new listing, we saw 6 and 32. Sale price to list price percentage, we saw 101.6%, slightly over asking. And that basically stayed the same as last month. Single family monthly comparison was 510,000. Now it's 525,000. Price per square foot, uptick of $2 to $275 per square foot. And that's on the single family. The condo monthly comparison, however, we saw 472,000 in September, 421,000 in October, another decrease. The previous month was about $1 million for a condo. And that was because of one sold, and it was a very nice one right on the water in Armdale. Price per square foot, we saw $379 in October. Sorry, in September, $373 in October. South End Halifax, one of our wealthier areas. Total sales and days on market, 8 and 12 stayed the same in both cases, which is a little odd. Showings per listing, new listing, we saw 4.2 and 17 respectively. Sale price to list price percentage, 96.8%. Pretty common for those higher priced stuff, right? We're seeing an average sale price here, as you can see, is at $1.177 million. And then the price per square foot is up over $100 from $346 to $476. The condo monthly comparison, on the other hand, is up $40K to $502,000. And the price per square foot, we saw an uptick of about $90 to $650 per square feet. So you can see those condos, although they're cheaper, they tend to be a higher price per square foot than most other things. And that's because a lot of the inventory down in the South End and the condos tends to be smaller square footage. But the prices aren't, well, they're a little obviously crazy for the square footage, but there's also a decent amount of stock of condos in the South End that is older. You can get some better deals. You just got to watch out for those condo fees, which is our strata fees for people out west. So shore stats. So we did video on Lunenburg, which is coming out next week. Mahone Bay, which came out last week. Chester the week before that, which is right there. So some new inventory for you guys to take in. Total sales and days on market, 10 and 47 respectively. Showings per listing and new listing, we saw 4.2 and 15 respectively. Sale price to list price percentage, 90.7%. So that is a buyer's marché, as they say. We see 42 days or 47 days on market, new listings 15, showings per listings or showings are really low and they're sitting for a while. And then you've got sale price to list price percentage of 90.7%. So that's almost 10% under asking. So that's a sure sign of a buyer's market. And as you can see, there's a lot of higher price inventory down there, right? And that's just because of the nature of the cottage country, I guess, where you had a lot of people from the States and west of the Maritimes basically buying a cottage there. A lot of the tax laws have slowed that down, and the foreign buyer ban as well. So single family monthly comparison, although there is certain ways around that, actually, how do I say that? Single family monthly comparison, 624,000. It's down basically 100K, and the price per square foot is also down $100 at $317 per square feet. Sydney, Nova Scotia, the capital of Cape Breton Island. Total sales and days on market. Not really. This is not a commuter place. Just for people that don't know, this is a little outside of Halifax's range, I would say. Total sales and days on market 22 and 5 respectively. Showings per listing and new listing 6.9 and 27. Sale price to list price percentage, we saw 102.5%. Single family month comparison 287,000, and the price per square foot is $160 per square foot. Tantallon, Hubley. Total sales and days on market 3. Total sales, days on market 64. Yeah, that is wrong. That one I'm going to say is wrong, I believe, because there was, when I was clicking in through there, I was going back and forth and there was an issue with the system. And anyways, if somebody has any questions about average days on market in Hubley, then I can double check that. Showings per listing and new listing, we saw 3.4 and 10 respectively. Sale price to list price percentage 90.2%. That is low as well. Now I'm wondering if that 64 days is correct. I mean, geez, 10%. I didn't mess. That is a correct number there, but that's a huge drop in 1 month. Anywho, single family month comparison, we saw 660,000 in September, 695 in October. Price per square foot, slight decrease from 250 to 236 in October. Timberlea and Beechville, home to one of our kind of only golf course communities. It's not a traditional golf course community, but you can basically have a house right beside the golf course, and they're nice and new. And they can be a little pricey too. Okay, total sales, days on market 8 and 8 respectively. Showings per listing and new listing 5.3 and 21. Sale price to list price percentage, we saw 100.5%. Single family monthly comparison is 581, and then the price per square foot is up about $100 to $295. So here again, there's a lot of new builds in this neighborhood, and then there's a lot of not so new builds, stuff built in the 80s, 70s. So you do have a pretty wide range of product that sells, and that's why those numbers seem a little spaced out. 300,000 in September and then 581 in October. It's a heck of an increase. Great ROI in 1 month. Okay, Truro. It's another commuter town, definitely, but an hour away, divided highway the whole way, and you come in through Burnside and Dartmouth. So, but they got everything. You're about 25-30 minutes to the airport, the Halifax airport. You got a train station there if that's your preferred method of transportation, and you're about an hour to the New Brunswick border. So it's located north of Halifax. Okay, total sales and days on market 20. Well, that is a mistype, obviously. I'm gonna say total. I'm not gonna say because I don't want to pretend to know what that means, but it wasn't 229 total sales. I'll tell you that for free. Days on market, we saw 8 days on market. Showings per listing and new listings, 6.1 showings per listing, new listing at 16. Sale price to list price percentage, 98.9%, so pretty close to that 100% range. Single family monthly comparison, we saw $318,000. And then price per square foot, we saw a slight decrease to, $178 per square foot. Okay, West End Halifax, one of my favorite neighborhoods, a little pricier, but you know, you're close to the university. You're close enough to the universities here. And in certain areas, you can walk downtown too, which is great. And they've got lots of parks. This is kind of the neighborhood that I grew up. I grew up on the borderlands. And if you ever work with me, I'll tell you what that means. Haha, secret. Okay, total sales and days on market, 9 and 6 respectively. Showings per listing and new listings, we saw 6.4 and 18 respectively. Yeah, days on market. So pretty of a decrease there, eh? For days on market, stuff was moving a little quickly, but strangely enough, sale price to list price percentage, we also saw a decrease. So 95% of list price. And then single family monthly comparison, we saw $635,000, which is a very large decrease from $940,000 in September. And then the price per square foot was $493 per square feet, which is quite high, to $463 per square foot. West End is interesting. You got a real mixture. Some houses are quite a bit bigger than others, and some of those houses have been beautifully remodeled. It's a bit more walkable than the South End, but it's still, just because you've got Quinpool, Chebucto, you know, a couple kind of main arteries. You do have a lot more traffic going through there than you would in the South End. But anywho, it's definitely a pretty great place to live. I would say that. Okay, Windsor, Nova Scotia, our last one. Total sales and days on market. Total sales 14, stayed the same. Days on market 13, little uptick there. Showings per listing and new listing 3.4 and 30 new listings. Sale price to list price percentage down 1% to 99%. And then we said single family monthly comparison up 10 grand to 415,000. Meanwhile, the price per square foot is down quite a bit from 270 to 228. Okay, folks, I hope you enjoyed this. Once again, my name is Tom Moore. Information is below if you'd like to reach out. I'd love to work with you. And I really appreciate everybody who watches these, because these are my true loyal fans, the ones that always tell me how they like these. So other than that, everybody have a great day. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.